Well, my friends, if you're looking for the very best value for money cruising from the UK, you are in the right place. Sit back, relax and make plans for your cruise with MSC for 2025 with some jaw-dropping price tags on the way.
Absolutely. We're looking at MSC Virtuosa Cruises for next year in and out of Southampton, and just watch the phones light up when we give you yet more reasons to get the plans in place right now. All of the offers we're about to show you have got low deposits of just £100 per person to get it booked today, and extra low premium drinks package prices of just £29 per person per day if you book with us.
Right, we've got the Norwegian Fjords in May, the Magical Med in September and French and Spanish delights for July all on the way. Let's start with a nice 12-night cruise of sun and fun for April down the Canaries and Portugal, all aboard with MSC Virtuosa.
Here she is.
Oh, it's like home from home for us.
Well, listen, the great thing about MSC Virtuosa is that we don't need to educate you about Virtuosa because so many people have taken a cruise out of the UK on MSC Virtuosa. She's been with us several seasons. She's with us this year, she's with us next year, and she's with us, I believe, in 2026 as well. Whole range of different cruises. And again, I say this every time when we talk Virtuosa, it can be a 2 or 3 or a 4-night cruise, that'll be a party. And then these longer duration cruises, they're more about enjoying the places that we're going to, enjoying the wonderful sunshine, but loving life on board.
And I think because she's we've had her here, we think of her as our own. You might think, oh, everyone on board's going to be British. That's not the case, which I was very surprised when we cruise, because say you're stopping at one of your ports, people are getting on. So it's quite an international, quite a European mix on board, which is lovely when it comes to meeting people and socialising. It's very nice to meet different people from different walks of life in different countries, isn't it?
Yes, that's a good point, actually. MSC do their cruising in a slightly different way in so much as they start and finish along their route, which is good. So you might find that there are people joining in Lisbon and doing a Lisbon to Lisbon circle. There might be people joining in the Canaries doing a Canary to Canary circle. People come and go at different times, which is really, really clever. I've never really thought about it as a concept, but obviously MSC managed to do it incredibly well. How they juggle that in terms of a diary, when you're talking about, what's the passenger number on Virtuosa? I think it's at least 3,000, not more. Trying to juggle that, who's coming and who's going when, and keep that. I wouldn't, you imagine that paper book that hotels have in receptions. It won't be anything like that.
No.
To get that kind of.
They might even have it on an Excel spreadsheet. No, just kidding. Oh yeah, she is wonderful, but they keep it running so incredibly smoothly. It's so professional. It's a very VIP exclusive experience when you're on board. Such a
great fun as well. Great fun.
I mean, loads going on at every corner. And we've talked about how there's lots of stuff without it having to be organised, like without going to theatre. There's stuff that's happening everywhere, isn't there?
Silent disco.
The silent disco. That's a thing, isn't it? It's a real thing, a silent disco.
Wasn't very silent when we went there, but there you go. It's great fun.
It's great fun. I think that's the thing about Virtuosa. On board, you are just guaranteed to have a real fun time. Great for going away with like other generations of the family or with friends. A really good idea. So lovely. You are cruising out of Southampton, arriving in Lisbon in Portugal. Very beautiful place. Great old town there. The cobblestone streets, medieval and Moorish style buildings. Very beautiful. The balconies with flowers trailing down. Very lovely. Funchal is next. Here you've got some incredible botanical gardens if you're really into that kind of thing. Beautiful, smells gorgeous. But if you want to do something different, there's a fishing village there where Churchill went to paint, which you might want to visit as well. Gran Canaria is next. I mean, it's a really nice place to go and relax on the beach, actually. It's a warm all year round, and I think when we do these itineraries, we always talk about all these incredible activities, but you might just want to get off the ship and flop, and that's okay, because this is your holiday.
Holly, I know we're in Tenerife right now, but I'll just ask you very quickly, April this year, what was the weather like here?
Hideous.
What's it going to be like in the Canaries?
Fabulous.
There you go.
They both end in Aus, but they're very, very different climates. So then you've got Tenerife, then you're on to Lanzarote. Now here, it's known for its volcanic landscape, it's beautiful, but it's also got a lush wine country as well. Liguria is where you can go and sample the gorgeous local vintages as well. Lovely, and again, great weather, as we're saying, for this time of year. A day at sea, and you'll arrive in Vigo. Lovely old town there with cafes, restaurants, shops, beautiful church to visit. It's called Santa Maria, and it's in the Berber Square, which is nice to go and visit and sort of do all the historical things, but just sitting and people watching is something that I just love to do when I'm on holiday. So then you cruise back to Southampton, where you come off the cruise ship, and it's just a short journey home to wherever you may live.
Fantastic. You'll love it, or should I say fantastica, because of course this is MSC, an Italian cruise line. But I tell you what, Virtuosa really, us Brits, we've turned Virtuosa British, I think, really. She is fantastic. She has everything that we want on board as well. You're going to love it. So 12 nights of fun and sun, more importantly, down to the Canaries and Portugal for April of next year. Gratuities are included. They always are with an MSC cruise, and you've never seen a happier, more welcoming crew as well, which is wonderful on board. They're so lovely. Deposit today on this offer, just £100 each. And do you know what? Actually, the cruise isn't much more. Look, 12-night cruise, remember? I mean, look. $799 for a 12-night cruise for next April for some sunshine. I mean, this needs to be snapped up and added to your holiday diary right now. But hang on. Hello, come back. Thank you. Just quickly, on this one, if you upgrade to ocean view, we'll upgrade you to a balcony. Do you want to have a look at the price of that? Let's have a look, shall we? So an extra $299 on this, which makes it still nowhere near the price it should be for a 12-night cruise. And we would upgrade you to a balcony. Maybe you want to think about the yacht club on this one. Now, the yacht club is like turning left on MSC to your own VIP part of the ship, where you have wonderful concierge service, you have your own restaurant, your own beach deck, everything. The beach deck, pool deck. There's no beaches yet. They haven't put a beach on a cruise ship yet. There's an idea. They will do. It'll happen. It'll have to be that magic sand though, won't it? That doesn't blow away. Anyway, on top of this, if you want to add premium extra drinks package, extra low price tag to add those, just £29 per person per day. Now, the cruise also runs on the 9th of August next year and the 4th of October next year. If you want prices for those, speak to the team on 0800 953 4700. It's brilliant. It's such a lovely deal. I mean, $799 for 12 nights. You want to grab that just for the price, don't you, really? And for the time of the year. And can I just say, while we're doing an MSC show, there are still places on MSC 365 to come cruising with me at the back end of November into December to the Caribbean. We're looking at the best part of 500 people who are joining us already on board, but there's still room for you as well. Go to the website cruise1st.tv and just pop in MSC 365, and lots of first-time cruisers who have never cruised before at all are coming on that cruise. And next for you, we've got one of the most popular choices for both first-time cruisers and experienced cruisers, Polly.
Yes, and it's a bit closer to home, and it's absolutely stunning. It's the fjords of Norway. Now, this cruise on Virtuosa is a 7-night cruise leaving on the 10th of May, but there's loads of other dates in May and June too. So whatever is your preference, we can make that work for you.
Now, Polly, Virtuosa was your first MSC foray, wasn't it?
It was, and I did not know what to expect, but I really, really liked it. I felt like it was my kind of cruise ship, in that the styling was really beautiful. It's very, very modern. It's very, very clean. It's got everything you could possibly need on board, which, to be honest, cruise ships do now. I think we were talking about first-time cruises, and they're like, oh, well, there's sort of concerns.
Yeah, what if?
Honestly.
All the what ifs are covered though, aren't they?
All of them.
If there's something you've forgotten to bring with you to wear, you can go shopping for it.
Yeah.
So that what if is sorted. if you're thinking, am I wearing the right kind of thing? Well, of course, you know, there are other things you can buy. Plus, remember, the cruise is going to places. There are shops there too.
And also, when it comes to, you know, some people don't want to dress up, some want to be relaxed, and that's something I noticed on Virtuosa, because there's so many different sort of styles of restaurants and things to do. There might be people more relaxed, you know, in jeans and a t-shirt, but then you've got people in cocktail dresses going for something, you know, maybe more of a special evening. And the two just blend together very, very nicely.
Perfectly,
and nobody's looking down on anyone or looking at, it's all just very, very friendly, really, really nice, relaxed. People are wearing what makes them feel good.
Absolutely. Answer the other thing as well, Polly, that a lot of people think, because, you know, a lot of people think, oh gosh, she looks a big ship. Did you think that before you went on?
I mean, the approach when you got on.
From the outside, yeah. All cruise ships look big from the outside.
And it was like, wow, but then when you get on, the bigger the cruise ship means the more the restaurants, the more there is to do, but it actually doesn't feel like that. It's so easy to navigate. I was nervous about, because I think our staterooms weren't near each other, and I was sort of nervous about that sort of navigation.
We never got lost, did we?
No, it's so easy to get around.
And also, how many lifts are there on the ship? You're like everywhere you go,
at every
there's some
corridor.
more. And there's like 6 together at a time.
Yes.
It's not one lift, and not everyone waiting for one lift. There's like 6 of them there in front of you.
I know, and it's quite impressive. You put on the outside of the lift what floor you're going to, so the lift knows before you've even stepped in.
Yes.
Very clever. Now, here's where we're going, cruising out of Southampton and arriving in Norway in Haugesund. Now, head to the nearby village of Aldernes, which is Norway's oldest royal seat. Or you might want to go to the Viking Museum as well. There's a reconstructed Viking farm, which sounds super interesting. Malloy is next, which is known for its scenic lighthouses, beautiful natural landscape. I mean, that's what I've got to say about all these ports. You don't have to do anything. It's about the outside. It's about seeing these beautiful fjords and just how unspoilt it is as well. So don't feel you've got to do lots. Flam in Norway, well, you have to do the iconic trip here. Flam Railway, it's one of the world's most scenic train journeys, probably in the world.
And it's not just a train journey from one place to another. There's a massive waterfall in the middle that the train stops for. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Then it is Kristiansand. Now, it's in the south of the region. It's the sunniest port as well. It's got beaches, which I don't, when you're thinking of the fjords, you're like, oh.
You don't at all, do you?
No.
Think of Norway and beaches. You never say those in the same sentence.
And
but
it's
yes, they have.
Dripping in history as well. What a gorgeous itinerary arriving back to Southampton.
I know. So it's ridiculous. You'll love this. And again, oh gosh, you know what? I know from us doing Cruise Deals Live recently, I know that we've got so many people who watch this channel just because they love the fact that they're not going to get the news, that we're not going to talk politics. We just talk about good news and holidays and blue skies and talking about lovely places. So there are lots of people watching this channel right now that have never been on one of these cruises, and they're still sitting there and they're still wondering and they still haven't quite made up their mind right now. I would urge you, pick something, do your first cruise, you will do more. You will love it and enjoy it. But you'll never know until you've taken that first one. So, I'm going to make you an offer here. We're going to make you an offer. Feels like Dragon's Den, they're going to make you an offer. I am going to make you an offer. A week of cruising up to the Norwegian fjords, local cruise, don't need to fly. So people who don't fly prefer not to, not a problem. MSC Virtuosa, the ship that we were just talking about there. Gratuity, so your daily tips, all included, sorted. Deposit today of just £100 each, and here's your price. Now, for the price that this is, you'd be hard pressed, because remember, obviously that's per person, so based on 2 of you sharing. So even put the 2 prices together, just over £1,000. You'd be hard pressed these days to get a good quality holiday cottage, you know, somewhere popular to holiday around the UK. And then you remember all the things you need to pay out for on that holiday. This gives that such a run for its money, it's ridiculous. Then there are other dates as well in May next year, 10th, 17th, 23rd and 30th of May next year. And there's 2 dates in June as well, the 14th and the 21st of June. You can check the prices for the other dates with the team, but this is the price for the 10th of May. Well, I say this is the price subject to availability. When those cabins are booked up, that's it. Then we move up to the next grade of cabin, so the price becomes more expensive. So if you want to lock this in right now, 100 quid each today to get it booked, and that's the number you need to call. That's the reference you need to quote, MSC 507. If you're ready to book and take that first brave move for your first cruise, I'll tell you what, if you've taken many cruises, you know what a deal this is. So there'll be people that have taken many cruises that say, you know what, I'm having that. Here's the prices if you want to upgrade as well, from inside up to your ocean view, your balcony and the yacht club. They're amazing. If you want to add a premium extra drinks package to this offer, because then you can completely and utterly do your budgeting on this, it's £29 per person per day. You can pay for it up front when you book your cruise, which is brilliant. It's far lower than the regular price should be for that drinks package, so take advantage of it right now. I think the price we worked this out the other day as well, didn't we? 321, so 52 and 21 is 73. Works out about £740 all inclusive, I think it is, there or thereabouts. Talk to the team, 0800 953 4700. Lovely. I love MSC, so easy to talk about because, you know, there's no barriers in your way. There's so much included in the deals. The prices are so good. They go to lovely places. What's not to love? I mean, as a first timer, this is such your easiest first step onto a cruise, isn't it?
Oh, just the best thing to do. Now, next we've got the magical Mediterranean for September the 13th of next year. Now, this time it's a 2-week no-fly cruise on MSC Virtuosa. And I think the no-fly thing is really important. My best friend's mum she just can't go through airports now.
No.
She can't even explain it. She's just hit a point.
And there are a lot of people who either don't fly through a fear or something else, or they just prefer not to.
And this is just ideal.
Yeah.
And MSC Virtuosa are doing all these no-fly options. This is for you.
Yeah.
So if you only ever kind of do staycations and holiday in the UK because of this, well, this is going to open up a whole new world, quite literally, for you.
And it's not just about location either. There are certain times of the year where MSC really comes into its own in terms of sailing out of the UK. I'm thinking about the back end of the year. I'm thinking about the beginning of the year, because our weather in the last couple of years, and I'm not going to go all climate change on you, but our weather over the last couple of years really has changed. We have some terrible, terrible weather. You know, spring virtually non-existent these days, isn't it? And winters, they're dark, they're cold, they're wet. They're really nice times to go away to places where you're guaranteed some sunshine. It's why MSC have just sent another ship down into the Canaries for the winter. Because you're guaranteed year-round sunshine down in the Canaries. If it rains, it's like, oh, I think it might have spat there for about 30 seconds.
And if it's cloudy, it's still absolutely lovely. And you don't call it cloudy when you're away. You say, oh, it's overcast, don't you?
Yeah. but also being warm in the winter, I'm no medical doctor, but isn't it good for you? Doesn't it feel good?
Yeah. Well, just getting away in winter as well. And another thing about MSC Virtuosa, you don't actually need to step off the cruise ship if you don't want to.
Not at all.
I mean, you're ashamed not to. You're going to go to some great places.
There's so much.
But there is so much on board. So just having that holiday, being taken care of, everything cooked for you, your bed made for you, fresh towels every day. You know, that's all done, and that's a really nice part, isn't it, of getting away?
In fact, actually, the whole port thing, it is quite nice sometimes. When everyone gets off at a popular port, if you stay on the ship, you think, oh, I've got the pick of everything here. I quite like this.
You've done that before.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I love it. It's nice.
That's a great idea.
Everything's still open. You can still eat and everything else. Still lots of facilities going on. Don't think because you're in a port that the ship shuts down. You know, like everything's still open and there for you, which is wonderful.
Well, you can nip off, visit something, come back and have your lunch on board that, you know, is included. It's quite good value for money then. Really max it out.
Yeah.
Lovely. So this is just a wonderful, wonderful cruise ship. We love MSC and we really feel like Virtuosa is part of us. You're going to be cruising out of Southampton and your first stop is going to be in La Coruña. Here you've got the Tower of Hercules. It's an ancient Roman lighthouse, a UNESCO World Heritage Site and the oldest working lighthouse in the world. So lovely, all that incredible history as well. It's Cadiz, which is next. You've got the Castle of San Sebastian. Lots of amazing Michelin star restaurants in this area as well if you want to partake. But I think we're giving all these historical things to do. Like we've said, the weather weather's great. You might just want to get off the cruise ship and soak in that beautiful sunshine. Malaga is next. Oh, you've got the hilltop of the dramatic Alcazaba there. Beautiful just to look over the city. I mean, and Malaga is famous for so much. Picasso, the home, you've got museums there as well.
Yep.
Lovely wines to try. Alicante is next, which has a lovely old town, gorgeous narrow streets in the old quarter, colourful houses, quaint little squares as well. Nice landmarks like the Co-Cathedral of St. Nicholas. Very, very nice place to visit indeed. Palma in Mallorca next. Now you've got the caves here of Jacques. Explore these spectacular limestone caves. They've got underground lakes, stalactites and stalagmites. Oh wow, they even have concerts underground in these caves as well, which, oh, can you imagine the acoustics? Fantastic. Barcelona, oh wow. I mean, you've got history and art in bucket loads here. I mean, you can visit the old port, you can go shopping, you can go to the beach, you can go to museums. It literally has everything you could possibly want from a city. It's very, very exciting. Valencia, lovely. Here you've got the UNESCO listed Silk Exchange. Wow, it's a masterpiece of Valencian Gothic architecture. Very beautiful, known for its stone carvings, and the interior is just absolutely stunning. Lisbon in Portugal is next. Now, if you want to try some local food, head to Time Out Market Lisboa. Now, it's a food hall and it showcases the best of Portuguese cuisine from stalls from well-renowned chefs from all over and local producers. Sounds very nice, doesn't it? Cruising back to Southampton when you come off the cruise ship. No airports in sight.
Fabulous.
Fantastic.
And you know what? I was just thinking, you don't need to know anything about any of these places because you've got shore excursion opportunities along the way as well. So you learn something just by knowing the shore excursions that are on offer. So a nice little 2-week getaway for some late summer sun to Spain, Palma de Mallorca and Lisbon. No fly with gratuities included. Your deposit today on this one, like all the other offers, just £100 per person. And your price tag for this one needs snapping up. This is the middle of September. It's still summer, it's still sunny, it's wonderful over in the Med, and $999 is your price tag with £100 each deposit today to lock that price in for next September. Now there are other dates for the cruise as well, 12th and 26th of July next year. If you want prices for those, you just call the magic number 0800 953 4700. If you want this offer though, it's MSC 508. Pop that into the website or just quote it to our team when you call us. Here's the upgrades. So if you want to go up to Ocean View Balcony or indeed the wonderful Yacht Club, that's a great Yacht Club price, I have to say, for a 2-week cruise. That's amazing. The Yacht Club, of course, is a completely different kettle of fish on board MSC. It's where you have your own virtually everything. It's amazing. It's like your private paradise up there. You will absolutely love it. If you want to know more about the Yacht Club, more details on our website or talk to the team, 0800 953 4700. Right, do remember when you're watching us as well, by the way, that we promise to match or beat any cruise prices you see elsewhere on TV. And when it comes to MSC Cruises, you know that we have an incredible relationship and the power to unlock silly prices for you. Right, let's squeeze in some French and Spanish delights on Virtuosa again for the 5th of July next year, and this is a 7-night cruise. 5th of July, you're thinking absolute peak season here, aren't you, in terms of travel? But the price tag really will not reflect that whatsoever, Polly.
Oh, absolutely. It's going to be a very, very pleasant surprise. Oh, our final time looking at Virtuosa, we just feel so like home from home because we talk about Virtuosa a lot really on this channel, yeah, because she's so special to us. We've been lucky enough, haven't we, to cruise on her. We had a bit of a team building exercise, if that's what you can call it, on board.
And we cruised at as the whole team, and although we're very rarely all in the same room at the same time, without cameras involved and things. So it was great, but we could all go off and do different things if we wanted to. And it's also nice if there's a group of you, friends for instance, to do the more social dining as well. Like Butcher's Cut is great, kind of all talking over the menu, teppanyaki, where you're all part of like a game show meets dinner meets comedy. It was brilliant, wasn't it?
And I think as well, if you are cruising a group of friends, main dining's great because you're not really worried about the bill coming and who's had what and who's paid for what. So that's very easy as well. MSC is nice. It can be, maybe you want to go as a couple, maybe you want to go as family, multi-generational family or friends. it kind of is definitely one for all.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And when we say that, I don't mean one size fits all. No, not at all, because it's going to be the exact holiday that you want from it, because there is something for everyone.
The other thing I will say about MSC as well, because I realise that people are still introducing themselves to MSC. We know that they're a big deal. You might not. You haven't. You might not know a lot about them, and you might look at their cruise prices and think, well, they're too low. There's something you're not telling me. Is this, are we talking budget here? Are we talking ships that are 30 or 40 years old?
Yeah.
Are we talking about, sharing bathrooms or things like that? No, these are bright, modern, gorgeous, really, really stylish cruise ships. MSC are one of the only independently owned cruise companies, part of the biggest shipping company in the world, but it means that their pricing can be absolutely dynamic. They're there to make an impression and to get you on board.
Cruising out of Southampton and arriving in La Rochelle in France, which I didn't ever know was a real place. At school when you used to do French, they always went to La Rochelle. It is a real place. And there you've got the Tour de la Lanterne. It's a medieval lighthouse and prison. Guided tours there as well into its history and, of course, incredible views of the city. Bilbao is next. The Guggenheim Museum might be something that you want to visit while you're there. It's quite iconic, designed by architect Frank Gehry even. It's a must visit as well. On to La Coruña, the plaza here. This is the Grand Square. It's surrounded by really impressive buildings. You've got the cathedral there as well, Rejoice Palace. It's a central point for many visitors. You don't actually need to visit them. You can just sit in the square, have a coffee and go wow as you look at them. Cherbourg is next in France. Cité de la Mer is a maritime museum and it houses the former transatlantic terminal as well. You've got an aquarium in there, an ocean exploration. There's lots going on, a retired nuclear submarine that you can tour. Very exciting.
Yeah, and you've also got the D-Day landing sites there. And of course, that's been very poignant recently, celebrating or commemorating, should I say, the 80th anniversary of D-Day as well. So it might be somewhere that's important to you. Quite nice to visit it as part of a cruise as well if you've never been to that part of the world before. Undoubtedly, going into the port of Cherbourg, there will be excursions to the D-Day landing sites in Normandy as part of your cruise as well, and there'll be plenty of other. The great thing is every port you go into, there's a whole range of different excursions. Some are kind of walking into the centre of a place, some give you time shopping, some are to see an attraction, and they sort all of that out for you. What a cute little 7-night cruise on Virtuosa this is. Tips included: sailing to La Rochelle and Cherbourg in France, Bilbao and La Coruña in Spain. No fly, low deposit again on this one, just £100 each today. And your price tag, given that we're talking about the 5th of July here, that's where prices rocket, don't they? $699. $699 for a 7-night cruise. No flying, in and out of Southampton. Brilliant. This cruise also goes a week earlier as well, on the 31st of May. Have I got that right? Yes, I have got that right. No, I haven't. That's about a month and a bit before, isn't it? Sorry. The other date on this is the 31st of May, everyone. And if you want the price for that one, talk to the team. I need to go back to my ABC and my January, February, March, I think. Here's the details if you want to upgrade. You can on this one as well for an extra $249 go ocean view. So pay an ocean view upgrade price. We'll upgrade you to a balcony. Thank you very much. That's nice, isn't it? So a balcony upgrade in just one upgrade price, which is lovely. And if you want to add a drinks package to this one, it's just £29 per person per day. Just to repeat again, because I know I'm such an idiot sometimes, the other date on this is the 31st of May, which is a good month before our date on screen. And if you want the price for that May date, just talk to the team on 0800 953 4700. You think I'd know? My Christmas present from Mr. P was that Cliff Richard calendar. You'd think I'd know the months of the year by now, wouldn't you? But there you go. Even the best of us can make little trip. Oh, was it from you actually? Was it from you? I can't remember. I can't even remember who gave me that, but I have a Cliff Richard calendar in my kitchen for some reason.
It might have been me.
Life's a funny old thing, isn't it?
Isn't it? Gosh, before we know it, we'll be buying calendars for next year.
Oh, stop it.
I know.
Stop it.
Months flying, and it means you need to get planning. It means you need to book holidays and be planning ahead, doesn't it?
And that's what we're here for every single day at Cruise1st TV. So come back and join us and the team again very, very soon for more amazing opportunities.